Well, good evening, everyone. It is Monday evening, and we're looking at our first look at our sermon text for this week. It's from Exodus chapter 6, and we'll be looking at verses 1 through 9, but we'll be focusing on verses 6 and 7. These are four very famous verses in the scripture, and they're famous for a lot of different reasons. The scriptures from Exodus chapter 6 and 7 says, I am the Lord. I will bring you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians. I'll rescue you from their bondage. I'll redeem you with an outstretched arm and with great judgments. And I'll take you as my people and be your God. This is basically the outline of my sermon. It's these four great ideas or concepts of redemption that God spoke through Moses to the people of Israel in answer to their burden and their challenges that they were experiencing as God began to speak through Moses and Aaron to Pharaoh. Things got worse, not better. And this is part of how God responded to that. It ties into the Passover itself, because in the ancient and modern Passover, this passage is read, and each one of these acts of deliverance that God does, bringing them out, rescuing them, redeeming them, and taking people to himself and to Israel, those four promises, those four expressions of redemption are accompanied by a cup of wine each during the Passover meal. And it is Jesus who, in the Passover that's celebrated in the Gospels, he adds another cup. The radical thing that he does is he does the first four cups, and then he says a new cup, another cup after the meal. So a fifth cup of wine, and then he does what we call the Lord's Supper, which is recorded in 1 Corinthians 11 as well as in the Gospels, where Christ gives us new language of the new covenant to celebrate along with these other words. And so this is going to help us fill out and understand better what the Passover and the Lord's Supper is all about. And I look forward to studying it with you and encouraging all of us to believe God's great promises of redemption this week in the face of the difficulties of this world. Thank you so much. I've also put a blog post up at the blog with some of this information. You can follow up on that at dayspringpca.org. If you have any questions or need anything, give us a call this week. God bless and have a great week.